Alright guys, welcome to the third video in my Beginner's Lounge series. I discussed the two defensive mechanics in Soulcalibur 6 in the first two videos, that being guard impact and reversal edge. Today I wanted to use those two videos as a platform to discuss how those destroy the traditional fighting game mixture a little bit, because most people treat frame advantage as times to press buttons always usually. These are considered frame traps in traditional fighting games. When Soulcalibur, it's a bit more risky to run a frame-oriented offense because of the chief fact of guard impact being 2 frames startup. So if you were to do something like an AA into an AA, even if it's on a hit, you're still going to be GI'd, and this frustrates a lot of beginning players and players from other game series because it seems so foreign to them. So we'll do AA on hit into AA and you'll see, like, why couldn't I run my frame trap there? Like, bullshit, right? Well, that is extremely hard to adjust to when starting to play Soulcalibur because, for example, many Tekken players come over to this game since it's by the same series. And in Tekken, everything is about frame advantage and how you treat it. There's no 2-frame guard impact, so most players try to run a very safe, compact offense that kind of whittles down to the opponent with frame traps, and they can't do that, and they get very frustrated because opponents they think are disrespecting them by not giving them their turn always. And it's the most defining thing of the entire series, so you have to come to terms with this mechanic and how to apply frames before you even start playing the actual game. So let's get into how you treat frames in Soulcalibur 6. Basically, the only time you're not going to be able to get GI'd is when your string itself is built in to have enough advantage so it can't be GI'd on hit. For example, Cassandra's AA is a great example since the third hit is actually un-GIable on hit. We can see here, she tried to GI and she couldn't. That jail's there, so the opponent can't do anything about them, and there's certain circumstances where you can attain a +10 here. Other characters sometimes need +12, the slower end, but if you get a +10, which Cassandra's full crouch 3K is, if she does AA after that, as you can see, this isn't a combo. I can show that really quick just to make sure we all understand. See, she has to block there, and if she tries to GI, she gets hit, as you saw. So these are the moments when you can apply strings and frame advantage. So a true frame trap in this game that can't be responded to has to be at least +10, like out the gate. Boom, I frame trapped her. But otherwise, even at +8, the opponent can GI. So you as a player can't always run frame traps. You need to start to learn to delay your attacks or use like continuing your string, which is a more mix-up based offense and a more read-based game. So you can't always just purely put your opponent into unwinnable situations, which is honestly the best part of Soulcalibur and the worst part at times. It kind of feels like you get it feels like you lose to opponents you feel are worse than you sometimes when you just continually get GI'd and such, but in reality they're completely outplaying you because they are reading you, and this game is chiefly about reads. So let's do something that Cassandra loves to do. She loves to do her BK string and her B hold B as you notice, both of those are GI'd. And there's the only option she can do to jail you is to do BB. And that kind of comes into play a little bit because a lot of people get very GI happy and they'll mash the GI in the block string. So for example, Cassandra can just keep going. And that's one option she can do to dissuade the use of defensive mechanics, including reversal edge. So this is kind of cast wide with the very pokey characters, where they will have jailing BBs, but then they'll have some counterplay, where they can make it slower, faster, mid, you know, plus frames, such. GI can kind of work against that, but as long as you have an idea of what to do, which is, you know, you can delay it. You can delay your attack just enough. I'm gonna have to set the command record function on this one. And I'll GI after this. Notice I get launched there. I was holding block the entire time. Oh. And I get launched for that. So, as a player, if you know your opponent's going to GI, it's on you to delay your attack. Do something in your string that is slower than the GI, or straight up break attack them. Or unblockable for what it's worth. So you need to slow down, use your brain a little more. You can't just put yourself into continual I win situations. No, almost always, no matter what is going on screen, the other player can play. You are permitted to disrespect as much as you want, and that's why Soulcalibur is an amazing game, because no matter what's going on, how bad I'm getting beat up, I have options. So this is kind of a shorter and more theoretical video, and I didn't want to lose too many people, but sadly frame data kind of loses people in general. But I just wanted to get that out of the way for the third video, because you have to approach this game frame-wise completely different than almost any other game. So cool. See you guys in the next video.